Thank you, Madam Postmaster of the Day. Shankar, could I borrow your pen for a second? Thank you. Now, you saw that exchange there. I asked Shankar for borrow his pen, and he said, sure. He was very, very kind. It's a very, very civil exchange. Turn it back. Now, when you're driving on the road, an ambulance driver is driving with their sirens blaring and their lights going, but they don't have a way of saying, excuse me, can I borrow your pen? Or they don't have a way of going, excuse me, could I get through here? I'm trying to bring this patient to the hospital. And then the person says, okay, sure, go ahead. And then they drive up and they go up to the next person and they say, oh, excuse me, I know you are late to your daughter's piano recital, but could I get through? I'm just trying to get by to go to the hospital. We obviously know that they can't do that. So what they do instead is they turn their lights on and they have their sirens going, and that's their way of requesting, can I have the right of way, please? Now I'm sharing this because last Wednesday I got the opportunity, let's put it at that, to ride in the ambulance as we were transporting my daughter. Now we were driving, I was in the back, and we were driving along, and all of a sudden I heard this special siren. Now if you don't know, ambulances have a special siren that when they come to an intersection or when they are trying to get someone to move out of the way, they press this little button. It makes a little rah, 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 a little different sound than what the normal siren. So I heard it and kept hearing it, and then I looked out front. Well, sure enough, there was a Chevy pickup just plopped right in front of us as we were trying to exit off. Would not move. So I said something to the paramedic. I said, doesn't that frustrate you? And he said, yeah, it does. And he said a few choice words that we won't share here. And he said it happens all the time. But there's nothing they can do about it. And the reason I know that it happens a lot is another trip that we had about 5 years ago. We were driving down, and we were heading to the Children's Hospital, and it was about a 20-25 minute drive. And they called from the back, and they said, we have to stop. We can't get her breathing, so we're going to go to a closer hospital. So we diverted where we were going. We went down a 4-lane stretch of road. There was actually 2 lanes over here and 2 lanes over there. No one was coming here. No one was in this lane. But as we pulled up, there was a car just smacked right in front of us. Would not move. Hit the special siren. Still would not move. And then eventually the person just tooled along, and then they looked back and, oh, and they slowly get out of the way. And I was very frustrated and thinking, well, why couldn't the ambulance just go around this way or that way? There's plenty of room, and there was no cars. But if you've ever been in the back of an ambulance and you're trying to put an IV in someone, or you're trying to put intubate, which is, gives someone the ability to breathe, or assisting them, and the patient's moving, and then the ambulance is swaying back and forth, it makes it that much more difficult to assist the patient. So what they are doing is requesting that the small little car that can easily move back and forth and no one's up and around, they are just requesting that car just get out of the way. Johns Creek, in many other areas, they have laws enacting of a get out of the way, give the ambulance the right of way. So about 3 weeks ago, there was an ambulance that was transporting a cardiac arrest patient. Well, it just so happens that this time they were being escorted by the Johns Creek Police Department. And 2 people who must have been in a hurry or didn't feel the need that they needed to get out of the way blocked the ambulance. So what the Johns Creek Police Department, I know sometimes when they give us, especially my wife, a speeding ticket, I don't really appreciate it, but they pulled these 2 vehicles over and gave them a $700 fine for not yielding to an ambulance. Sorry, not yielding to an ambulance could be costly. And when you look at it from that standpoint, you wonder if those people, if they now think next time, I'm going to move out of the way. You hope the message was given. But every time that I see an ambulance going down the road, or I hear sirens off in the distance, I always think that could be someone that I love. That could be my mother. That could be my daughter. That could be someone that needs that extra little time to get to the hospital. And maybe that extra little time is going to help them and save their lives. Every time I think that, and so I will do anything that is reasonably necessary to get out of the way. So the next time that you're driving along and you hear a siren, don't panic. Don't stop or don't even try to block them. They're trying to get someplace, and all they're doing is requesting for you to get out of their way so they can save or help this patient. Thank you.